all the administrators and the nurses and the doctors and the people of the health system at Willis Knighton have done whatever they're called on to do in times of crisis. And certainly we've recognized that over the last 11 months dealing with COVID. We've all had to do what we have to do, and you guys have to do what you have to do there at the radio station. So this is just another chapter in a really, really bad 12 months, dealing without water. And, I was, along with another number of administrators that happened to have four-wheel drive pickup trucks. We were out last night shuttling nurses and picking them up from all parts of town to make sure that we had them here on time to be able to take care of patients. So happy to do that and do whatever's called upon. So yesterday, and you guys have been talking about it a lot, the biggest issue that we're dealing with right now is we have not low water pressure, we have no water.
At which hospitals? Which ones have no water?
South, Willis Knighton South, Willis Knighton North, Willis Knighton Piermont. Bossier is really our only facility that has any water pressure to mention. And it's not just Willis Knighton. We were on the phone, and we've been on conference calls with Christus and Dr. Trewick there. We've been on the phone with LSU Ochsner and Chuck Daigle and their CEO. We're all in the same boat on this issue. So it's not unique to our facility. The same problems that people are experiencing in their homes with no water, we're experiencing on a major, wider scale, a bigger footprint at our hospital facilities. So
how do you run a hospital with no water, Brian?
Well, it's difficult, but we've got great partners with it. We've been working with the city of Shreveport, Mayor Perkins. We've been working with Mayor Walker. In Bossier City, we're working with the Governor's Office, Homeland Security, and Louisiana Department of Hospitals. We've got great partners like CNG. Oilfield water supply has stepped up, and they're supplying tankers for our facilities so we can at least get water into our chillers. And what that does, that's the HVAC systems. And so we do have heat, and we do have cooling in the areas that have to be cooled in those diagnostic areas like CT and MRI. As far as the potable water issue and the water that we would normally receive through the cities, that's the bigger challenge. We've got, you don't realize how much you use water until the resource is not available to you. So from a hygiene issue and not being able to flush toilets, we're dealing with that, using snow and other water to manually flush the toilets. For cooking purposes, linens, you don't think about it. We can't wash anything. We can't sterilize our surgical instruments, and a number of therapies. Our biggest issue, and, we sent the release out yesterday, we have canceled, all elective procedures, all outpatient procedures have been canceled. So from, radiation oncology to hemodialysis, occupational therapy, all of our clinics are closed. So we're focusing all of our assets and our resources and our people toward taking care of the patients that are in-house. And so Music Mountain Water has stepped up and provided, thousands of bottles of water. We got the National Guard is coming up, supposed to be today, bringing tankers that have 2,000 gallons apiece for water that we're going to be able to use as well. And so we're doing everything we can, but it's certainly a learning curve and a learning process. It's an unprecedented weather event, and we're all doing what we have to do, and if that means picking up nurses or sleeping up here in your clothes, then that's what we're doing.
That was going to be my next question as far as the staff goes. Doctors, nurses, everybody that are so many unable to leave and or unable to get to work. I would imagine you've got a ton of folks that are working double, triple shifts just because they're the only ones there, huh?
Yeah, we've got people that have been here since Sunday night when we were doing preparation for the weather event that have been here since then. So we're also a hotel, and we've got cots, and that's what I slept on last night, and that are available. And we're also putting up staff in local hotels, and doing whatever we have to do, and my hat's off to them. And that's across the health systems across Northwest Louisiana. That's happening in every facility. The healthcare workers have been beat up and banged up because of COVID for the last 11 months, and then we get hit in the face with, dealing with this issue. And, the nurses I was picking up yesterday and last night, late into the night, all had smiles on their faces and all were happy to be helping out. And it just goes to show you that that's just the level of care that you only see usually in, military, fire, police. And, speaking of fire, I got to take my hat off to Chief Scott Wolverton and the fire department. They have filled up our our facilities in Shreveport for the last couple of days, and with their trucks out there and doing everything else that they're doing too. So everybody's doing everything that they can do to make sure that we're making the best out of this.